Serena has a victim personality. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Shi'nae, and we're going to be talking about Gossip Girl's Hot Take Part 3. Let's go. If you haven't seen any of my other parts, Part 1 and Part 2, and if you haven't seen Gossip Girl, then you probably wouldn't have caught the drift that I am technically doing these parts by season. It wasn't planned, but that's how it ended up. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, and if you haven't watched Gossip Girl before, then you probably wouldn't realize that each part that I'm doing is every season. So this whole segment will be done in 6 parts. This is part 3, so this means we're on season 3, and honestly, I don't have a lot to talk about as opposed to season 1, 2, and season 4, which I'm currently on. I know, shocker. I just told you guys that I was on season 3, and that was Friday, and today's Tuesday. So I'm a binge watcher. What can I say? Nonetheless, we're going to get right into this, okay? Serena has a victim personality. And what do I mean by she has a victim personality? Well, she does. Every problem that comes or happens to her, she just looks like a puppy dog wondering, why me? How could this have happened? And something that a lot of these characters in the show fail to realize is that their actions have consequences. And Serena might be one of the most out of her mind, like she's not here out of all of them. She lives in this fantasy world of perfection, and that's just not what life is about. And she has to learn the hard way. But is it really ever the hard way? Because she always gets by with a pass. The next thing I want to say is that Serena's an a hole for messing up Chuck's deal with the nightclub that he was going to do. Now, if you guys don't remember, Chuck was supposed to have this restaurant, and then it's in an old bank, and in one of the vaults was supposed to be an exclusive nightclub for certain people. He would have given them either a passcode or a key to get in so that only specific people are allowed into this place. It's not open to everyone, and it wasn't supposed to be known because if a business person found out about him trying to do something secret, they probably wouldn't have paid for it or partnered up with him. So I believe Serena is an a-hole for that, and she deserved to get beat up or something. I don't know. She deserves a lot at this point in the show. The next thing I want to say is that I hate that they made Jenny a mean girl again. I felt like after season 2, when she learned her lesson and she stopped being queen of Constance, that she would turn over a new leaf and do better for herself, you know? But they instead made her a terrible person, and I hate that for her. My unpopular opinion, or probably popular opinion, is that everyone in the show is selfish and they only care for themselves. The only person I believe that doesn't and actually cares for others is Serena's brother. And I'm having a blank right now because I don't remember his name. Even the moms and the dads in the show, like the adults, they're pretty selfish themselves. And going into season 4, you can see a little bit more selfishness come out. So the next thing I wanted to say is that Agnes needs to get beat up and you can't trust her. For those of you who've watched the show and probably hasn't seen it recently, Agnes is a person that was working with Jenny at Blair's mom's job, whatever, her company. And Agnes was a model while Jenny was interning there just to get some tips and to calm down for a little bit. And I thought this is where Jenny is going to calm down, stay out of drama and stuff like that. And then Agnes is a total chaos machine. And she even burned Jenny's dresses. She should have gotten beat up because she was out of control and Jenny wanted to be mellow and she just isn't for that life. The next thing I'm going to say is Elizabeth signing over the hotel and lying that she wasn't Chuck's mother was terrible. And I hope I never see her again. I am in the middle of season 4 and she's not back as of now. And I hope she never comes back. Little backstory, Elizabeth is Chuck's mom, and Chuck thought his mom was dead this whole time and that he killed her in childbirth. But, you know, a lot of scandals, dramas. But she shouldn't have signed it over. If anything, she should have signed it back to him instead of his uncle and then leave. Like, she didn't do the right thing. Jenny trying to steal Nate from Serena was a terrible plan. And the fact that she thought she could do it was insane. At this point, Jenny's like 17, I believe, and Nate's like, I don't know, 19, something like that. And Nate's actually has matured, you know? He doesn't want to deal with a 17-year-old who still wants to be queen and who still wants to get back at people and do all of these dumb, silly plans. He wants somebody a little more sophisticated. Now, Serena isn't the best choice, but for some reason, everybody's attracted to her. Here's another unpopular opinion, which can be seen as contradicting, but I believe that all of these kids need to stay in a child's place. But I also think that nothing would get done if they hadn't stayed in the child's place. They are running all willy nilly, being adults, getting into trouble, getting into adults' business. But honestly, if they hadn't done that, no one would have known these things. No one would have known who's a snake. No one would know the truth because the adults really don't try to get answers as much as the kids do. Serena is a bitch. Jenny messing up the whole plan with Serena's dad made me furious. She needs to get punched in the face. Oh my god. It's like you want your family back. You don't want this drama. You want your dad to basically divorce Lily and have the Vanderwoodsens not be a part of your family anymore. And it's like, you don't get to decide that, Jenny. You don't get to decide that. So why do you think it's okay to do what you're doing? And that you're not going to get caught. Because as we can see it throughout this show, nothing stays secret for a long time. And no scheme or anything like that goes unjust in a sense. And finally, last but not least, Jenny doing it with Chuck. Oh my God. I, I mean, I understand she was depressed. She didn't care about life anymore and life was really hard for her. But oh my God. Wow. If you want to see more videos from me about Gossip Girl, please like, subscribe, and share it with some friends. Definitely comment below. I comment back. So I love having conversations. I love getting ideas. I love people just talking to me about the things that I put out. And I love making these videos. So definitely subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.